Hello and welcome to Pratik Chess Videos.
Hey chess friend, today we are going to see a game. Okay, not revealing the title. I will reveal the title after a move. Just joking. This game was played in 1970, and can you guess the players? Okay, nice. If you guessed, they were Larson and Spassky. And now let's start the game. The game started b3, e5, bishop b2, knight c6, c4. This is typical to play c4 in the b3. Uh, Now the idea is to play d e3 and then some type of d4, knight f3 and build the play. Here black punishes white's bad opening. Knight f6, knight f3, e4, attacking the pawn. So you're attacking the knight. Let's start move by move. b3. White's idea is to play bishop b2 and fianchetto the bishop. e5. Black is opening the bishop. Bishop b2. White is attacking the pawn on e5. Knight c6. Black is defending the pawn on e5. c4. White is gaining space in the queen side and planning e3 d4. Knight f3. Knight f6, black is developing a kingside piece and now is one move down to castle. Knight f3, white is attacking the e5 pawn and now e4. Black is attacking the f3 knight and now was played knight to d4 with the idea of after knight to d4 exchanging the knight and also only move to save the knight. Because the else of the moves are really ugly, like knight g5 comes h6 and knight g1 is just out of question. So knight to d4 and now bishop to c5 attacking the knight on d4. And now after bishop to c5 comes e3 defending the knight on d4. And now what should you play here is the question. So now if we evaluate the position a little bit, we will find out that opponent's pieces are poorly placed while our pieces are better placed than the opponent's. So this gives us an edge in the opening. Now let's consider the factors of this position. Okay, so after e3, this setup was really ugly and the d3 square was weak. That's why in the game was played knight into c6. Now comes d into c6, opening the line of the queen. Knight into c6 with the fact that my knight is in attack. That's why knight into c6 also attacking the queen. D into c6. Now e3. Bishop to f5 was played. e3 was played on motive of bishop f2 short cast. Bishop to f5 was played. And now came the move queen c2, queen to e7. Okay, so queen to c2, quite a well move. And now bishop to f5, let's consider the interesting move bishop to f5. What's the idea of bishop to f5? Well, the idea of bishop to f5 is that we protect the e4 pawn two times. This is overprotecting, but this is good because here if we see then this e4 pawn is controlling squares of white such as d3 d3 is a very big weakness here because it's way deep in white's camp. So we can exploit this. And here queen c2 was played, trying to put some pressure on the e4 pawn, and also this wants to play knight c3 long castle, like bring something to the position. The position is just so bad of white. Queen e7. Now queen e7 idea long castle. As we can see, it's already minus 0.5, means in the opening, in the opening it was equal, and after this knight f3 e4, and then especially the knight to c6 here minus 1.5. So now that's why here after queen e7 comes bishop to e2, and after bishop to e2 comes the move. What should be the move? Pause the video and think. Okay, the move is long castle. Okay, bishop e2 idea, short castle, long castle was played. And now the thing here is that, okay, let's evaluate the position. White is very bad here because the development isn't good at all. White has only developed 1, 2, and 3 pieces, the b2 bishop, the queen, c2 queen, and the e2 bishop, while black has developed 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pieces and brought his king to castling. You can see the outnumbering. White hasn't even castled yet. So this is why this position is punishable here, because now here thing is that you played e3, b3, c4, bishop b2, while black played e5, e4, d into c6, bishop c5, bishop f5, knight f6, queen e7, long castle. While what did you do? Just pushing pawns. White pushed 3 pawns and black pushed only one. White pushed pawns 3 times and black pushed pawns only 2 times. That makes black with the more tempos. And now idea of long castle, you may ask. Okay, idea of long castle is that here h5 is coming, and now black will very soon start an attack. Black is planning an attack. Now f4, white hoped to gain some space on the king side, but this worsens the position, and now this I mean very suddenly is just lost. How, you may ask? Okay, the thing is that here after f4 we seriously weaken this diagonal, literally. Now it's literally lost. It's so lost now because you just see for yourselves. No engine, nothing. You just pause the video and evaluate this position. Evaluation of the position, there are many factors. First is material is equal. Second is king safety, black's king is more safe. Third factor of evaluation is to see the uh, activity of the pieces, black is better. Pawn structure, black is better. And then what comes next? Oh yeah, our sweet space advantage, black is better. Attacking potential, black has attacking potential. And then comes the question about positional advantage. Black has the space advantage, the activity of pieces, the black has no weak pawns. Everything is in black's favor. Black is completely winning because of his overwhelming advantages. Now, why? Here comes knight to g4. Now, knight to g4, threatening. Yes, sir, can you please? Threatening the absolute amazing rook into d2. Like, let's say we just play a3 for a moment. Okay, a3, nothing bad. Now, the threat is to play rook into d2. Sick move. And after knight into d2, play knight into e3. And now, literally, after rook into d2, you can't do anything after knight into e3. Black has such compensation. Black takes the third pawn. Black takes the fourth pawn. Nah. Rook to d8, just cold blooded. Now, queen to e5, queen d7, and now this knight is under attack. King c1 is the only move. Bishop to e3. Rook d1 is the only move. Bishop into d2 check. King b1, f6. Queen c5, and then b6. Just this queen doesn't have anywhere to go. Rook into d2 is the best bet here, and then takes, takes, and now black has three pawns, and black is completely winning because white's king position is also weak. His activity is flabbergasted, and black still has three pawns. Also, black is winning the fourth pawn because bishop c1 results in e3 check, king to a2 or b2, and then knight into f4 because this is a threat. So amazing, amazing, amazing. So now after that's why this position is such winning. So knight g4 with the threat of rook into d2 come came in the game g3, defending the pawn on I mean solidifying the structure mode. And now it's a good moment for you to pause the video and think what should you do. Here came the move h5. Okay, now it's pretty falling apart because after h5 comes h4 and then hg3, and now black white's pawn structure, g3 pawn is lacking the support of the f4 pawn. That's why it is just lost now. Attacking potential too much. So h3, attacking the knight, but now pause the video and think what should you do. Here came the move h4. Brilliant move. What an idea. Black wants to just sacrifice the knight and gain some activity. H into g4, h into g3, and now rook to g1. And now it might be a good time for you to pause the video and think what should you play. Now is the time. Okay, did you? Yes, sir. Because now came the move amazing rook to h1. Oh my god. Amazing move. Completely flabbergasted. See, the idea of h4 was to play h into g3, and then this pawn would be just an unstoppable passer. That's what happened in the game. Rook g1 trying to stop this passer. Now seems like the attack is stopped, but actually it is not. See, because here we are taking g into f5, then we are taking rook into g3. Here the player who hasn't calculated at first sight will be like, okay, nice h4, but now what will you do? But when you calculate further, you find here two Brilliant options, two beautiful options. First option is undoubtedly here to play. Yes, sir. So, but before we go into the two options, let's see more possibilities. Here, if you take rook into h8 here, after h into g3, I'll take rook into h8 and then I'll gain the file and then I'll play rook to h2, rook to h1 and then we'll invade. But now rook to g1 was played and now rook to h1, completely amazing move. Here one more option was bishop into e3 and after d into e3 to play rook to h1 and then after rook into h1 to play g2 with the idea that white can't escape with his rook because here comes queen to h4 is mate. Amazing idea, but in the game was played rook to h1, not that bad either. So takes g2, attacking the rook, rook to f1, saving the rook, queen to h4 check, king to d1, and now final blow of the game, g into f1 is equal to queen check. And now it's game over, because if we see, then after you take on f1, I take on g4, then if you play king to c1, then queen e1 is mate. Takes, check, here, check, and mate. That's why here white resigned. What an amazing game by Boris Spassky. Okay, well, let's change the orientation. And now let's look at the game. So everything here started with this. White did very wrong in the opening. Knight f3, knight d4, knight c6, b3, c4, e3. It developing the queen side pieces first, bishop b2, queen c2. White didn't apply the opening principles and immediately got punished in beautiful style. The takeaway from this game is that when opponent does such bad moves, don't think about, okay, I'll get like something like 2 pawns up, go in endgame and then convert. No, you need to punish them right now. So that was the game. I hope you like this video and don't forget to click the subscribe button and the bell icon. Thank you.